We had a decision to end the relationship, a temporary truce and a second separation. I was trying to save my marriage with my second wife Kelly, and why a divorce followed after all. And before that I already had a family. I'm still a young man in my opinion. I'm only 44 years old. I've already had 2 weddings in my life. The first time I married more than 20 years ago. My chosen one was Margot. In that marriage we had 2 children. But a few years later my children lost their mom. She was gone. She couldn't be saved after a car accident. We were left with the kids. I tried to take care of them. And we were not bad on our own. We coped and relatives helped. After a while I met a young woman with whom we began to communicate. She ended up not only helping us through the loss, but also took in 2 of my children. She developed a rapport with my children, and they fell in love with her. Kelly. This relationship started out like a fairy tale. Not one about an evil stepmother, but a true story of a happy family. It seemed that Kelly and I had found each other and our bond was forever. That's how it seemed at the time. Soon after, Kelly also gave birth to a son whom we named Alex. It would seem that right there it should be, and they lived happily ever after. However, in every fairy tale there is always a problem, and in our case it was my oldest daughter's teenage rebellion that took over. My heiress got involved with bad company, acquired bad habits, ran away from home, and disrespected her parents. If some time ago my daughter had a heart for her stepmother, now she was fighting with her all the time, not forgetting to spice her speeches with bitter words. She brought us discord, difficulties, but we tried to solve family problems. We did not hide from others the existence of the problem in our family. On the contrary, we shared in detail, tried to cope with the situation and conversations, rehabilitation in clinics, cardinal solutions like eviction of the daughter in a separate apartment. After a while it seemed that all the labor was not in vain and the house was finally at peace. Gradually and still more problems appeared in our family. And Kelly began to think about divorcing me. And it almost happened. We both work, we both have decent incomes. We started to drift apart. It was getting worse every day. It was getting harder and harder to find common ground. Burnout was setting in. Every day we tried to separate and live our own lives. I also wanted to separate. I echoed my wife's words, also hinting at divorce. Our relationship was rocking. There was mutual nagging, ring throwing, and more than once we both talked about divorce. We did not wear rings, decided that they are not in them happiness. But thanks to the total work on themselves, marriage was saved, and we even flew together on vacation. But still the relationship didn't work out. And at work, to distract myself, I socialized with girls' colleagues. And sometimes we'd go to a restaurant to have a good time. When Kelly found out about this, she was outraged. My socializing with someone else brought her back to the idea of divorce. In the end, my second wife Kelly filed for divorce solely because of her cheating spouse. She would not give any other reasons for our discord. We even decided to separate to take a break in the relationship. But this does not prevent us from working together and raising children. We even tried not to get discouraged and believe in the best. We decided that this divorce should be quiet and peaceful out of respect for the happily lived years in marriage. And we had been married for about 8 years. Outside people, perhaps behind my back, accused me of coldness, sincerely not understanding how you can leave a woman who once took 2 estranged children as relatives, gave them love and care, devoted their lives. But the relationship had outlived itself. There was no former warmth. We often quarreled, were dissatisfied. We did not have money problems, and we had enough real estate. But there was no attraction between us. There was a moment that we made peace, wanted to give another chance to relationship. But still it became obvious that the divorce could not be avoided. We couldn't keep the union going, but we continued to communicate for the sake of the children. Since then we have concentrated on raising our sons, and our daughter is all grown up now. As a man, I keep myself in good physical shape. Yes, and I like to socialize. I want to receive a woman's attention, warmth. I didn't want to lock myself away from socializing. I didn't plan to be a bachelor for a long time. If it worked out, that's what happened in time. I met a new companion. Fate brought us together at an event we were both invited to. I was already divorced at the time. Having learned about my new relationship, our friends, acquaintances were divided in their opinions. Days congratulated us in love, others criticized us. And these rumors reached us. The thing is that we have a big age difference, 18 years. But, to be honest, the opinion of some people do not interest us at all. I don't think that age is the main thing in a relationship. Love does not ask age, but jokes on this topic are endless. The main thing that together was fun and easy, so I think. My new love was able to find a common language with my children from 2 marriages. And we periodically go out together for a walk in nice places. We have a wonderful atmosphere in our house now. I really want to hope for endless love and warmth between us. Because a lot of different troubles happened in life, I want to finish that period. I hope all the best of my family is ahead.